for Gary Neville. Kanchelskis. He's beaten two, Wilson and Holloway. Wilson has a second bite. Manchester United still have the ball, even if there was a foul. Dermot Gallagher wanting the game to go on. Kanchelskis with the cross. First to it was Ryan Giggs. Rangers were a bit on the back foot then and didn't cover the movement towards the near post.
Difficult chance though for Giggs, wasn't easy. You see Danny Marriott caught a little bit ball watching. Giggs timed his run to perfection. And all he can do when the ball arrived was stab it. It was a difficult ball to take control of. It had to be first time. It had to be instinctive. That's what it was. And it almost tested the goalkeeper.
Neville trying to quicken it up with Volva. Kanchelskis. Neville already herring up for the return pass. Cleverly fashioned by Kanchelskis. Hughes, Sharp, the space here, he's moved into it. Lee Sharp, blocked by Roberts, comes for Hughes. Great tackle by McDonald. Worst moment for Queen's Park Rangers so far, but they've survived it.
Wonderful football all round, both attacking and defensively.
Impey. Well, just when you were beginning to think they were going to get through the first 20 minutes, which was bound to be a target for Ray Wilkins without anything untoward happening at the back, Sharp sped into the area then, but Roberts blocked. That was played forward, not typically by Wilson. He put up his hand and apologised to Ferdinand straight away. He was concerned in getting the ball out of his own half, but not really concerned about whether anyone would be able to receive it. Hughes. For Giggs, Sharp goes outside him. Gets the better of Barnsley. Lee Sharp, 1-0 to Manchester United. Halfway through the first half.
Well, when the ball's played in the air, Martin, Alan McDonald will fancy his chances of dominating Mark Hughes. But what Mark Hughes does very well, he backed off against him. And he brought it down, so then they were in trouble right at the edge of the box. They got a little bit of luck, but it was finished so well by Lee Sharp. Really drills it into the far corner. They get a little bit of luck in there. Barnsley doesn't quite clear it, but that's a great finish.
Well, Lee Sharp, who came back from a lengthy injury absence in the third round at Sheffield United, makes a contribution here in the sixth round against Queen's Park Rangers. And here's Giggs. There's no one up with him. Judge to have been hanging on to Danny Maddox. Manchester United thought that might go their way. Well, Andy Cole is wearing his lucky hat. He's sitting in the same seat that he occupied in the last two rounds, cup-tied, of course. Yeah, maybe a little bit bashful there, knowing the camera's on him. So even when you're not eligible to play, you can still be part of the superstitions and feel that you're doing your bit. Surrounding it, the odds in Queen's Park Rangers' favour, and it's panned out that way. This is Brevitt. Ferdinand. Well, there was plenty of power in the shot. He was pressed as he released it.
Well, they earned that chance by pressing that man. Paul Ince in the centre of midfield, three men around him. Barker really bit into the tackle, and away they went. And at last they sprang Les with facing the goal, 20 yards out. They can really tuck them in from that sort of range, not frightened to have a goal. Manchester United found out earlier in the season in the league match from even further out. They didn't quite catch it.
Queen's Park Rangers certainly don't want to do is concede a second before half-time. There's a risk of that. The Sharp takes it on. Here's Hughes. They're not getting too much space. The Queen's Park Rangers organisation has seen to that. But they have conceded their first goal in the FA Cup this season. It was scored by Lee Sharp. Mark Hughes helped set it up. Coming down to the halfway line for the substitution to be properly orchestrated. Ryan Giggs is the player who will not be involved in the second half. And And it's quite a surprise that Keane has been available today. Had to convince Alec Ferguson this morning that he'd recovered from this hamstring strain that saw him come off in a 9-0 demolition of Ipswich last weekend. So it's Keane for Giggs. It's 1-0 Manchester United as the second half starts here. Impey.
Well, on the face of it, Mark, you'd think that maybe they'd push Brian McClare up front with Mark Hughes, but I think the movements are good from the midfield area. I think what they're going to do second half, Roy Keane will play midfield. I feel sure about that. But so will McClare, and they'll just say to Sparky, you play up front, we'll get plenty of runners around you.
Nick Collins will tell us why there's been a change.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's an injury to Ryan Giggs, that's why. A calf injury.
Keane, very nearly coming in sensational fashion. Calf injury for Ryan Giggs, Roy Keane on, a runner from midfield par excellence. He destroyed Queen's Park Rangers down at Loftus Road in the end in December with his movement from that part of the pitch, and he very nearly put this cup tie beyond redress, you would feel, a second goal. Impey have to do a lot on the ball. The odds were against him. Sharp. Manchester United already share the record for lifting the world-famous trophy. They've done it 8 times, the same as Tottenham. 12 appearances in the final, also a landmark in the competition, equal only by Arsenal. Scenting FA Cup glory again. But what they've got here is a very competitive opposition in the shape of Queen's Park Rangers. Lashed out at Hughes, and Queen's Park Rangers maybe have seen a moment of suicide here. They've been disciplined, they've defended, the whistle had gone, I think, in Manchester United's favour.
He's given a free kick against Danny Maddox. It looks very calm there, McGrath, and there's a problem. We've talked about it earlier in the goal. Hughes backs into players. You know, that's always difficult for a referee. 6-1, Danny Maddox feels that Mark Hughes had a little nudge at him there.
Sharp is there, Kanchelskis as well. Queen's Park Rangers, as you'd expect, have pulled everyone back. Roberts trying to peer wide of the wall to see it. Irwin takes it, he can't see it, it's in the corner, it's 2-0 to Manchester United. Dennis Irwin, with his speciality, a swerving free kick, a smile from the manager. And United will feel they're well on the way into the semi-final. Queen's Park Rangers are not best pleased, they go to the referee.
They do, Martin, but I don't think they've got much cause. Look at he was frightened to death, I think, Tony Roberts, of Dennis Irwin chipping this into the opposite corner, and I think he won a battle of wills there, Dennis Irwin. The goalkeeper edged to his right a little bit, and Irwin bent it into the corner that he left vacated. It was a super free kick.
Wilson. Ferdinand got it back, and Schmeichel has contributed to this Manchester United performance here, because had it been 2-1 a second or two ago, it would have been set up for a grandstand finish. Unless Ferdinand robbed of a goal by the diving Dane. Impey. The pass is still there to be rolled up. It's not the strongest part of Andy Impey's game, his goal-getting. But in the circumstances, you have to take the gamble.
Well, they've stuck at it second half, I'll say that for Queen's Park Rangers, Mark. No heads have dropped. They've kept plugging away. But I have felt that since Dennis Irwin's second goal, it was something of a, well, forlorn job, really.
Well, the double is still alive. The FA Cup holders stride into the semi-final. Dennis Irwin's goal, the second of the game, secured it really early in the second half from a fabulous free kick.